Yes, Minister.
There is a plot, an attempt to unseat the Prime Minister by fellow Conservatives.
Dad's Army.
Lance Corporal Johnson reporting for duty.
And the royal family.
What the hell was Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, doing at a convention of nobodies?
These are the interesting times. Hello everyone, my name's Matt Johnston and welcome to The Interesting Times, a show that looks and laughs at UK politics. I'll tell you what, the new series of The Traitors is looking very watchable.
Incredible as it might seem in election year, once again, there is a plot, an attempt to unseat the Prime Minister by fellow Conservatives.
Have to say, a nice touch to have the number 10 background at Sunak's eye level. Yes, there has been a plot to overthrow the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. I blame this guy.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I love this quaint tradition where the more they slag him off behind his back, the louder they cheer in here.
Ooh, that hurts. This all seems to arise from a poll that was commissioned on behalf of Lord David Frost, seen here just missing out on winning Britain's scruffiest bastard competition. Baron Frost refused to say where the £40,000 came from to commission the poll. Could it be the work of the Russians? Or Reform UK via Russia? Lord Frost was not prepared to say, which angered some Tories, and saw a battle of the Lords as Lord True told Lord Frost to reveal the names of the backers or face expulsion from the party. Baron Frost is a close political ally of Boris Johnson, so it only stands to reason he'd find himself pitted against someone called True. Then, in last Wednesday's Telegraph, the MP for Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland, and man not wanting to pick on someone his own side, Simon Clarke delivered a fairly brutal strike at Sunak, saying that the Conservatives were heading for an election massacre, which was down to the uninspiring leadership of Rishi Sunak, who had gone from asset to anchor. I think they're missing a W there. But surely Sunak can still turn things around, can't he?
It would require a leader of quite extraordinary charisma, determination and intellect to turn things round.
Nah, they're fucked.
Is there anyone here who wants to speak up for Rishi Sunak or speak up for the government?
Ooh, he has nice hair. So, Boris Johnson allies lining up against him, Liz Truss backers backing him into a corner, and Reform rushing to put their guy into number 10, and then nothing. Not one Tory MP ready to stand with Lord Haw-Haw. A little less Normandy, a bit more dumb Kirk. The charge of the Light on Ideas Brigade. Water screwed.
No one likes the guy who's shouting iceberg.
Of course not. It reminds them of lettuces. So will the plot to overthrow Sunak succeed? No. Simple answer, for two reasons. Firstly, remember the so-called rebellion against the Rwanda scheme? All the tough nuts coming out to say that they would vote against it? Like Lee Anderson, who then ran off when the Labour Party started sniggering at him.
Got into the no lobby, I spent about 2 or 3 minutes with a colleague in there. The Labour lot was all giggling and laughing and taking the mick, and I couldn't do it in my heart of hearts. I could not vote no, so I walked out.
Only 11 out of 349 in the end rebelled. Honestly, I've seen more mutiny at a conga. The second reason is that we know that there's going to be a leadership race, as Graham Brady announces that 15% of sitting MPs' letters of no confidence in Rishi Sunak have been handed in. 1 week ago, it was not much over half that. And those aren't the only issues.
Alongside the names that I just mentioned were politicians like Kemi Badenoch, Suella Braverman and the Home Secretary James Cleverly. But crucially, 51% of people responded to say none of the above. Grief. So, the public see a complete dearth of talent in the Conservative Party, apparently.
Exactly. I mean, yes, people don't like Sunak. I mean, he does come across as rather needy. Have you seen this video?
Hi, Nigel. I just wanted to take a moment to wish you a very happy new year. So I hope you know that today and every day throughout 2024, whether I'm working in my office in Downing Street or at home in Yorkshire, I will deliver for you.
Now, this isn't really a personalised message for Nigel Farage, although it sort of is. It's a website where you can fill in your name and where you come from, and it's then added to this pre-recorded message Sunak has made. This is just desperate from Sunak. I'm starting to wonder what he's going to do next. I mean, can you imagine what it... Sorry, hang on. Hello? Oh, hi, Rishi. Yeah. Right, can you call back? I'm kind of in the middle of something. No, I don't know about that. Can you put me down as undecided? Sorry, yeah. Okay. Sorry, Rishi, don't you have a country to run? Yeah. I thought that was quite funny too. All right, yeah. Hey, Rishi, does your phone do this? Still, the Conservatives might not be the only ones in the country going to war. A poll has shown just 70% of the population would be prepared to fight for their country, which is absolutely shocking according to the people who have never fought for their country. Like Ryan Mark Parsons. You know, Ryan Mark Parsons with the hyphen? Oh, come on, have you forgotten Ryan Mark?
Ryan Mark, that you're fired.
Yes, that Ryan Mark Parsons.
And I think it should be reminiscent to peacetime national service in 1949, where we were conscripting 17 to 21-year-olds.
Yes, just a moment where he checks his facts before saying 17 to 21-year-olds. We're pointing out Ryan is 23. Honestly, I would have signed up, but I'm a couple of years out. Look, no one's more disappointed than me.
Do you apply now to the army as it is?
I wouldn't apply now if I had a choice.
But just to be clear, I have a posh accent, hyphenated name and no chin. You can't expect me to fight. Also reacting to the poll, GB News. Who else? Who interviewed the Telegraph's Con Coughlin from his retirement home?
One of the problems the military has is recruitment. And one of the reasons I contend they're having these problems with recruitment is that the wokery that has now taken root in all three services.
Yes, it's tough enough getting shot at. But these wokerati will make you wear a rainbow jacket and only arm you with a protest placard. Worth mentioning that neither of the people who've been interviewed so far have a single day's military experience between them. So, let's hear from someone that has. Former Major General Charlie Herbert.
Interpreters in Afghanistan and the fact that they work so closely with our military, but many of them left behind when we pulled out in that fateful August week. How would you feel if some of them managed to find their way to the United Kingdom and then were deported to Rwanda?
I'd be beyond incensed if I found that. I think, to send Afghans who have escaped from the Taliban, particularly those that supported the United Kingdom and have allies in the war, if they were deported to Rwanda, it would be outrageous. I mean, the whole thing's scandalous, to be honest, Kay. Our withdrawal from Afghanistan and how we've treated these people. To do that would be beyond shameful.
And this does seem to be part of the problem. People who aren't prepared to fight for this country asking people to fight for this country, and when they do, they aren't helped or recognised in any regard. Case in point, this guy, who has previously served his country with distinction in Afghanistan.
In what way does a former minor army officer who flew a few helicopters in Afghanistan qualify as a living legend of aviation? Harry fought bravely for his country, but he is as much a living legend of aviation as I am.
You kidding? The only flying you've done is by the seat of your pants when you get an expert on that knows what they're talking about and you're unable to go to the ad break. Speaking of which, this is GB News' Emily Carver and Ben Leo, who are about to be ambushed.
Yes, Harry and Meghan attended the One Love premiere to celebrate the life and music of Bob Marley.
And while there, they were seen chatting and posing with Jamaica's PM Andrew Holness, who has previously been vocal about his desire to cut ties with King Charles and the monarchy.
Yes, well, joining us for more on this is the talent and PR manager. You'll be used to some of your clients perhaps making silly decisions. Is this one, in your view, when it comes to Meghan and Harry?
I like the way you set up the question by saying silly decision, which is kind of indicating your viewpoint already.
Oh God, free thinker alert!
I'm not sure it's a silly decision. This is a movie about one of the greatest reggae star ever, and Meghan has black descent, and so she's been invited to the premiere and gone.
It's a trap. No one told us he was intelligent.
Headlines that have come out of it, though, accusations that they appear insensitive? Members of the royal family unwell?
It seems to me that both the King and the Princess of Wales have routine operations. They're not, life-threatening operations. And we could previously we criticised Harry for living off the royal family while still a member of the royal family. He's made the decision to leave the royal family, therefore he's got to earn a living.
Can't think of many jobs where you can turn around and say, sorry, can't come into work today. The doctor's shoving his Vaseline finger up my dad's butt. Yes, I think it's a medical procedure. Rishi, I said not now. And that's it. No time to talk about Nicola Sturgeon's WhatsApps coming into light, and they make for some rather interesting reading.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson began his address announcing the second national lockdown. So if we read the first message on the 31st of October at 6:40, you say, hitting the 15 minutes between the rugby and strictly to lock the country up. Nicola Sturgeon says, he is a fucking clown.
As you can imagine, this has really annoyed some people, namely these people. That's pretty brave, Nicola. You don't want to piss off clowns. No time to talk about a Brexit benefit. You know that New Year's resolution you made to lose weight? Well,
the price you pay for many fresh fruits and vegetables is about to go up. Post-Brexit rules will finally start to come into force from next week.
Yes, just in time for our heating to come down, our food's about to go up. And that's not the only Brexit bonanza.
The government has walked away from trade talks with Canada tonight over the imposition of hefty tariffs or taxes that Canada is introducing on some British exports.
Oh, who wants to deal with Canada anyway? All right. Any other Brexit-related stuff?
Thames Water are a shambles. In the recent flooding in Oxfordshire, they were dumping sewage from 270 sites along the Thames in 1 week. There was waste backing up into people's homes because of drains that they had not unblocked. And they couldn't even refill their own reservoir because the rivers were too... They are intending to put bills up for everyone by 60%. So will the Prime Minister explain to my constituents why they are being asked to foot the bill for Thames Water's gross incompetence?
The only good part of all this is that should the Russians decide to invade, there's not going to be too much left worth fighting for. And on that happy note, thank you all so much for watching this video. And remember, your priorities are my priorities. And whether I'm here in my makeshift studio or down the pub, know that I will deliver some online satirical content sometime for you. Take care. I'm just going to ignore it. How do you block numbers? He's just going to keep calling, isn't he? Go away!